In this video, we will walk you through the assembly of the Emerald Fold e-bike.
The first step is opening the box. You may find it helpful to cut down the front of the sides instead of pulling the bike out of the box. This will give you a nice work surface and make the bike more accessible. Take care when you are removing the packaging not to scratch the frame with scissors. The next step is installing the handlebar. As you can see, you can adjust the height for comfort. Remove the top cap, which you can do with your hands, and then set the screws aside. Make sure you place the handlebar facing the right direction with no twists. You can adjust the angle to your comfort. You'll start by hand tightening the top cap down. Then you'll use the tool to complete it. You'll want to alternate between each position. The gap between the top and the bottom cap should be the same on both sides of the handlebar. If it's too far in one direction, you need to loosen and retighten. You can adjust the handlebar to the right angle for you. And you can adjust the height as well at any time. Next, lay the bike down. We're going to remove the front brake. This will make installing the front wheel easier. Set the screws aside, and you can remove the orange protector that keeps the brake pads separated. Next, we're going to install the skewer on the front wheel. Unscrew one side, making sure to capture the spring. You're going to feed in the skewer with the handle side with a disc. Push it through to make sure that the threads are exposed, and then twist the other side on, making sure that the spring is in place. You don't want to over-tighten this, it will be tightened later. Next, we're going to install the light, so you remove the screw that goes through the fork, making sure you keep both parts handy. Then you feed the screw through the light and push the light in. You can hand tighten the nut at first, just to get it somewhat snug. It's helpful to bend the light and the reflector back somewhat so that you have access for the tool. In this case, and in most cases on bike assembly, you don't want to over tighten. You need it to be snug, but don't use all of your strength. You can adjust the light and reflector at any time. We suggest you keep it back somewhat, as it makes it a little easier to get the wheel in. It will help to have a friend to put the wheel on. You can lift up the frame and then set the fork to seat around the skewer. When you tighten it, you'll hold the non-handle side fixed and then rotate the handle side clockwise, and then you'll try to clamp the handle. If it's too easy, then start again. If it's too hard, loosen it a little bit. Next, we're going to install the brake. The pads should go around the disc, and so try to align it as well as you can the first time. You'll take the screws that you removed earlier and install them. Don't over tighten the top one before you do the bottom one. Just get it somewhat secure, and then you can alternate between the top and the bottom to tighten. Ultimately, both sides should be fairly snug. You can lift up the wheel to see whether the brake rubs. It probably will rub a little bit, but you can make an adjustment. So you can look down from the top, loosen the top piece, and you can adjust left to right to get the alignment as close as possible. There will likely be a little bit of rubbing when the brake is new. Next, install the seat post. This also uses a quick release skewer. So put the seat post in, tighten, and adjust the height to what you're comfortable with. Make sure that it's tight enough so that the seat stands up, and make sure that the seat points directly forward. Next, we're going to install the pedals. The thing you're looking for is the pedals have different threads. So the left pedal, the threads will go left to right, down. So you place the pedal into the crank and just pedal backwards, and that automatically screws it in. The left pedal is lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, and the right pedal is a traditional righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. As you can see, you actually turn to the left to tighten here. Don't over-tighten this, but just enough so that it's snug. The natural pedaling motion will keep it installed. You do the same thing on the other pedal. Just pedaling backwards, make sure that the threads are seated, and then pedal backwards. And then tighten. The right side is righty-tighty. To fold the pedals, you can push in and fold up. This helps for storage, especially when you're putting it into a car or into a small place so that the pedals don't stick out too much. The next thing is installing the protector for the rear derailleur. The rear derailleur is what changes gears, and if you set your bike on the right side of the bike, on the ground, sometimes it can get damaged. And so this cage basically acts like a helmet for the derailleur. So just remove the two screws that are there, line up the holes, and put the screws back in. Make sure it's nice and snug. When you install the light, make sure you don't install it upside down. You can pull it around its elastic and it will just strap on. You have to remove the plastic pull tab for the light to be able to work. And turning it on is just a button press at the top. Pump the bike's tires to around 20 psi. The screen, you hold the top for 2 seconds to turn it on, and you make adjustments with the bottom buttons. You can adjust the level of pedal assist with the buttons. When you hold the bottom right button, it will turn the light on, and when you hold it again, it will turn it off.